What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about Casper Protocol, the self-proclaimed Ethereum 3.0. Can it hit $1 before 2022? Let's get into it. But before I jump into the content, I just completely revamped my website, bitcoinlockup.com. There's some very exciting stuff coming, and you can always preview my newest content there before it hits YouTube or any other platform. There's also going to be some bonus exclusive content coming that will not be made available anywhere else. Let's dive in.
And here we go.
Welcome back. So in some of our last videos, I've talked about some Avalanche projects, some Kusama projects, and covered Remark as one of my favorite NFT projects. Today, we're going rogue to do a very small cap project who has some very promising tech behind it and has recently caught my attention. Let's get into it. So what is Casper and why should I care? As of shooting this video, the price of Casper is around 21 cents per token. So why will this over 5x in the next 30 days or less? We're about to find out. So let's exactly cover what is Casper Protocol. The Casper network is a layer 1 proof of stake blockchain, the first provably live and safe version of CBC Casper that is designed for real-world applications without sacrificing usability, decentralization, security, or scalability. Casper's mission is to bring blockchain into the mainstream and create more open and transparent networks powered by the builders. Casper removes the barriers that prevent mainstream blockchain adoption by making blockchain friendly to use, open to the world, and future-proof to support innovations today and tomorrow. Guided by open source principles and built from the ground up to empower individuals, the team seeks to provide an equitable foundation made for long-lasting impacts. Casper users also rely on Casper to pay network fees for on-chain actions. The Casper token is currently only on a few minor exchanges, but will expand very shortly. Once Casper lockup periods end, we anticipate the token to be available through other platforms based on whatever jurisdiction you're in. So what exactly does Casper solve? Casper is the native token to the entire Casper network. As a proof of stake blockchain, Casper relies on Casper to reward the validators that participate in the POS consensus mechanism to secure and uphold the network. Now, Casper users also rely on Casper to pay network fees for on-chain transactions, as I mentioned. Now let's cover some of the key highlights for CBC or Casper. Early Ethereum developers designed CBC Casper to bring finality and flexibility to blockchain-based consensus protocols.
It's very flexible.
Finality increases security as it guarantees past decisions are irreversible and makes decisions deterministic rather than probabilistic. Furthermore, Casper is flexible and block times can adjust based on the network conditions. These benefits make transaction settlements faster and improves users' confidence in the protocol's data output. It's also enterprise grade. The protocol is designed for enterprise adoption with focuses on flexible privacy, permissions, low latency, and security. Casper allows enterprises to choose between public, permissioned, and private network iterations depending on their confidentiality preferences without sacrificing security or performance. This has attracted multiple enterprise and Web3 teams to develop partnerships directly with Casper. Second is its future-proof. Casper is built to withstand changing business and developer preferences. Its upgradable contracts ensure devs and enterprises can improve their applications over time. Stable and predictable gas fees ensure apps remain performant even when network activity spikes. WebAssembly support ensures non-crypto devs can onboard quickly. On-chain governance mechanisms ensure governance based on the network contribution and reputation. Here are a few other key features here that make it different than any other blockchain. Again, we covered upgradable contracts. Casper enables on-chain smart contracts to be directly upgraded, removing the need for complex and migration processes and making it easier to patch smart contract vulnerabilities. Also, concurrent execution. Concurrent execution allows greatly increased throughput with load balancing. Instead of tasks waiting on other tasks, they can execute simultaneously, thereby increasing the speed of the network. Stable gas fees. Casper incentivizes active and diverse network behavior by establishing consistent, predictable, and transparent gas costs, eliminating volatility and improving both developer and user experience. Also, WebAssembly support. Casper supports developers building with WebAssembly. The network's development ecosystem is designed to be familiar to existing Web 2 developers instead of being written in some proprietary language or code. Also, it has weighted keys, full access control mechanism over contracts, deployments, and accounts means that permissions in your business carry over to your blockchain. Staff interactions with the blockchain match what they're authorized to do in the office. Think of key cards, for example. Also, sharding. Casper's POS architecture enables sharding, which is a database scaling solution. The network optimizes performance by breaking down the workload into smaller, faster groups of validator nodes called shards and distributing work across them evenly. Now, let's cover some of the CSPR tokenomics. CSPR, again, is the native token for Casper Network, as you already probably know. Of the total token supply, 8% was allocated to the team, while 46.3% is allocated to the foundation, 6% to advisors, 29.7% to investors, and 10% to the public. The network completed its private validator token at 1.5 cents per Casper. So what's the tech behind Casper Protocol, and why is it potentially the new ETH 3.0? Casper is a variant of the POS protocol designed for use on the Ethereum network. The process of gradually implementing this protocol is currently underway. After the Ethereum network finally switches to using the Casper protocol, Ethereum mining will be a thing of the past, entirely replaced by staking. Casper's ecosystem is underpinned by its native crypto, again, CSPR, which is used to reward network validators for processing on-chain transactions via Casper's POS consensus mechanism. To date, there have been 2 co-developed Casper implementations in the Ethereum ecosystem. Casper CBC, which is correct by construction, and Casper FFG, friendly finality gadget. The CBC version was initially proposed by Ethereum Foundation researcher Vlad Zamfir. Although research on CBC was initially focused on POS protocols for public blockchains, it has since evolved into a wider field of study comprising a family of POS models. Research on Casper FFG is being led by Vitalik Buterin himself. The initial proposal consisted of a hybrid POW and POS system, but the implementation is still under discussion. And new proposals may eventually replace it with a pure 100% POS model. Notably, Casper FFG is the one being planned to initiate the Ethereum 2.0 rollout. But that doesn't mean Casper CBC won't be of any use. In fact, it may end up replacing or complementing Casper FFG in the future. So Casper is a key part of the ETH 2.0 rollout? Very interesting. And last but of course not least, Casper blockchain uses in the real world are mainly enterprise. Now first, the quick background of the team. Casper Labs, the organization behind the Casper network, is composed of a wide array of former executives from top enterprises such as Microsoft, Google, Adobe. And the team's enterprise background helped inform Casper's design. And while the project has been in the works in some form or fashion since 2015, the project has undergone extensive development and its mainnet only launched in March 2021. Recently, the team behind Casper created a separate organization called the Casper Association, a nonprofit entity tasked with overseeing the ongoing evolution and decentralization of the Casper network. Casper is ramping up its efforts and has managed to lock in several impressive partnerships, including a recent partnership with SJM Group to promote Web3 adoption across the United Arab Emirates. An increasing number of developers are choosing to build products and services on Casper, ranging from NFTs and gaming projects to DeFi infrastructure, as well as even some KYC solution providers. Now, bringing this full circle, how does this work today? And is it just not some future use case running on just hopes and dreams? As you can see here, Casper's goal is to bring Web3 to enterprise customers all around the world, and now they're launching NFTs. Quote, enterprises are building on the Casper network right now. Offers the features of Ethereum 3.0 today, Casper is optimized for mass adoption, developer-friendly, and a stabilized and fair gas fees, close quote. This probably explains why the price has quietly doubled since November 1st and has no signs of slowing down.
Watch, it will pay. I may have been early, but I'm not wrong.
You might want to keep your eye on this one, and as always, DYOR. And then go ahead and click right here to watch my video on my deep dive into AVAX in the top right corner. I will see you guys in that video right now. Crypto Renegade out.